This is the UMIDIGI A5 Pro. Hey guys, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. So the A5 Pro retails at £99 on Amazon with a voucher available as well. And the A5 Pro is not to be ignored. Now, going on my poll that I ran a couple of months ago on my channel, the most important thing for you lot was performance, speed, gaming. So it has 4 gigs of RAM and an octa-core CPU. So it should have plenty of muscle to run games, and it does. I ran Asphalt 9 with no bother at all in high quality settings as well, and on the whole it was very, very smooth. You can see for such a budget device, you can see how well this is performing. It looks quite smooth, doesn't it? The A5 Pro though has pleasantly surprised me in terms of speed, opening apps. It's been pretty quick actually. Obviously it's not going to blow you away, it's not going to perform like the big hitters out there, but it's definitely no slouch either. It's done a pretty damn good job as well. So let's quickly reopen them again. Instagram, straight up. YouTube, straight up. FotMob, straight up. Play Store, straight up. Settings, straight up. So next up on the poll is battery. That's the second most important thing. 4150 milliamp battery, and the battery on this is pretty good. It's not amazing, but on the majority of days it got me through the whole day without really needing to charge it. A couple of days I needed to whack it on charge, but on the whole it's not bad. Around 6 hours sometimes, just over 6 hours on screen on time for this smartphone. So quite respectable really. So third on the poll is display, just coming in before the camera. It's a 6.3 inch display, 2280 by 1080p, 19:9 aspect ratio. Full HD plus display, and it's pretty decent. Pretty decent. It does look really, really nice. It goes super bright as well. It's quite a bright display, so if you read or use the phone in the evening time, I downloaded the Dimly app, so you can dim the screen a lot lower if need be. But yeah, it is a bright display. Pretty sharp and crisp as well. Okay, so 11% said camera. And again, it's a budget device, so don't expect amazing camera performance, because you don't get amazing camera performance, especially obviously in low light conditions, but you get very, very respectable results. So as a front-facing 16 megapixel camera, and I do quite like the selfie camera on this. There's no bokeh effect though. So this is the A5 Pro, directly in front of a window. So this is probably the best quality you're going to get. Please excuse my bloodshot eye. But that's pretty decent quality. So this is good sunlight, or great lighting environment. So now we're going into sort of normal light. We have a window there, and that's pretty good. So it's a phone for what, £100? Well, depending where you buy it from, I think you can even get it for $100. So even that, this is quite dark in here with the curtains shut and the door shut. This is probably the worst you could expect. But you can see my face clearly. But yes, there is a little bit of, there's quite a lot of graininess in there now at the moment. The video does look a bit softer. But that's the A5 Pro front-facing video camera. Switch round to the rear of the phone. We have an ultra wide angled lens, which is the bottom the ultra wide angled lens is the bottom sensor there. We also have a main 16 megapixel sensor, and you have a depth sensor as well. So all these sensors or cameras are real, and the wide angled lens does a really good job, as you can see here. Obviously indoors you do lose a little bit of quality, but I think it does a pretty good job. And quality seems to be there in both of the pictures as well. Normally you might lose a little bit of quality in some. Maybe the wider angled lens at the edges of the photos do lose a bit of quality, but these seem to be pretty good. Bokeh effect on the whole works pretty well. There are a few sort of glitches in some of the bokeh pictures. You can adjust the intensity of the actual effect as well. One thing I have noticed though with bokeh effect on the rear camera is that it makes things look more red or more pink than what they actually are. So the lips look redder, the eyelids look redder as well. Yeah, so it seems to enhance that, which isn't very natural. But on the whole, as a normal camera, it's not too bad at all. Flick over to video, 1080p. You can shoot video in ultra wide angled lens and normal as well. This is 1080p on the A5 Pro. This is normal angled lens. Now on here it looks a little bit stuttery, but I don't know about the actual end footage. This is me walking, so there is a little bit of jitteriness there, but that might not be affecting the actual end video. Lovely view. Let's try a wider angled lens. So here we go, the wider angled lens now. Getting a lot more in there. Again, doesn't look too steady, looks a little bit jittery again. Let's go over here again. But you can get a lot, the field of view is a lot better. I think the image quality is not too bad at all for saying how much the phone is. It's pretty decent. Right, who's that?
Toast.
Who?
Toast.
George.
George.
Oh, you can say George.
Yeah.
Didn't know you could say George. Do you like George? Are they friends? Ah. Okay, so lastly on the poll, it's size. Now this is a 6.3 inch display, and I do get a lot of comments. I do have big hands. This size for me is just perfect. It fits in my pocket absolutely fine as well. Plenty of room in your pocket. I do understand you do get shallower pockets on certain types of trousers, but these are just average pair of jeans. They fit in there well. But yeah, size for me, it's a good size. There's obviously stuff that's not on the poll, so it does come with fingerprint sensor, which is accurate. It's 100% accurate. I've not had a time where it's not worked, and even the face unlock as well, that is bang on. The quickest though is the fingerprint sensor, but both work really well. Now in the unboxing video I expressed how stunning this device is, and this is one of my most favourite parts of the smartphone, is this effect on the back. It's really nice. It is a glass back, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and there's a solid metal frame around the phone, so it does feel very solid. Just don't drop it, because it can be a little bit slippery being glass, but it looks beautiful. The only thing that is let down on this smartphone is the audio quality. It's not very good, unfortunately. And obviously some music might sound different to others because of the different frequencies that they're hogging. quite thin. There's no depth to it. It's very high and you know, tinny sort of sound. Yeah, that's the only thing that lets me down on this smartphone. If you wear earphones, then you should or will hear an improvement. Guys, so that is pretty much it for the A5 Pro. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I've covered all the stuff in my poll. Overall, I have been super impressed with the A5 Pro. It's got good battery life, good performance, can play high-end spec games as well. The camera is okay. It comes with the latest Android software at the moment, the official Android 9. It does have 32 gigabytes of ROM. In the unboxing, I mistakenly said 64 gigabytes, but you get 32 gigabytes of ROM, 10 watt fast charging as well. It is decent, very decent. GPS works absolutely fine, which I use all the time. You have dual nano SIM and a micro SD card at the same time. This phone is definitely not to be ignored. So take a look, guys, in the links down below. If you have any questions, then please pop them down below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.